that we can work in line with the system, in line with our boundaries, and in line with also the feathers of the students, what they want, and how we can be able to capture them. We may not be the best at getting what they want, but what I know we can push for and try hard. We can look for ways of acquiring what they want.
Thank you very much, Clive, and thank you very much, Daniel. So actually, this brings back to a quote that our keynote speaker gave on the Gavel Pod. Before you walk out of the box, first walk within the box. So Simon, I bring it back to you as we dive into what brought us today. Vision beats strategy in leadership.
What else?
Simon.
Yeah.
I'm bringing it to you.
Minded. You are in training. I noticed you're in training.
What else with minded?
Yeah.
I don't buy
No way. Where is it?
8 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Kalamba then we come back with a
omanyi lwaki wanukanenjera waneero nga ndabulu tebiri mu kutambula n'obusungu.
Dead air successful.
It was off.
Yes, that was dead air. And it's on. That was dead air.
But it's on.
Which dead air?
It has been on.
Which dead air?
What just happened?
You can't split up.
You cannot
It's on.
use it.
It's on.
No, it's on.
But now have you paused?
You know, I wanted to go back.
So I stopped it.
Radio, the best internet station. Playing you 5 decades of the biggest hits.
Together into that one. I think we are.
Yes.
Oh, she's good.
Lwakuba eno erinanga kigiwulira bulungi ono
But you're more just with the mic on sign up with you and up with you.
That's the recording of an instant.
Going up with what?
yeeyawo okay otitaddemu strategy nga sikiteko nga ndi
Whether enough for Kalam, whether enough for Kalam, just for Kalam, and then we come back.
You're both I've said this since they are similar.
Well, the Gavel Pod show here, still going on with Mildred and Simon, me, myself, with some of the guests we are having. We are sharing some of the insights, some of the good opinions that you can use, most especially those leaders. Someone should, yes, the leaders outside there where you know you should actually take note of what exactly we are always talking about here. It is always so profitable. It is always, good, most especially when you're under something, when you're taking up something for the betterment of you yourself and for the people. Before going for the short break, we had we were talking about what actually we talked about last Saturday, and of course they shared for us what they know. How, are you supposed to be sacrificial? Are you supposed to give in whatever you are expected of? Yeah, I'm greedy. Yes, I want to work with people. If you're not ready to work with me, why would I sacrifice for the people who are not ready to come to to help me out? So that is my take on that. We are having we're going to talk about
Vision
vision,
versus strategy in
vision
leadership.
beats strategy. Yeah. For me, actually, it's still in leadership, right?
In leadership, of course.
Yeah, those ones who have just tuned in, for starters, we always share, we always talk about leadership here in the Gavel Pod show. We always bring you some of the people, of course, credible people and studied people. Sometimes we bring leaders, we bring we bring lawyers, and those ones are always so good. There's this man we usually had. He has hairstyle. He has
Matthew.
glasses.
Matthew.
I miss him. I think that one we are on the same.
Matthew is contesting MP Eastern Uganda.
Already?
So wish him luck.
Big man,
Anyway,
good luck wherever you are. So are we talking about? Are we still in the way of leadership still? Vision.
of course,
No.
as Gavel Pod, we talk about leadership at large. We deal about leadership. So today we are talking about
Yeah.
vision versus strategy.
So yeah, what I would say about this whole thing. Of course, when you're into leadership, when you have stood up, you have to come up and convince people with what exactly you have come with. You have, you know, on your documentations. You have
Your
to
manifesto.
your manifesto. You be like, my vision is blah 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 blah. So sometimes people get confused of between strategies and then vision. I think the visions you have to first have them. Those are your own what they are. For me, I may even call them goals. So visions. My vision is to blah within 2028 I'm going to do this. Within you get. So the strategy is what you're going to lay so that is what you're going. This is according to me. I think is what you're going to put. How are you going to whatever to execute these kind of visions you have told to the people, to your voters? You get what I'm saying? This is what exactly. I don't know what
It
you
looks like
exactly.
Daniel is on a different page.
I'm on the right page. I'm
Exactly.
around.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
basically that's what we're going to look
Yeah.
at. So many a times, some argue out that
Yeah.
both of them have to work hand in hand. That's the vision, and you have to have a strategy
Yeah.
in order for you to accomplish the vision.
Yeah. Vision.
But however, there are three main ones that are actually you're going to discuss today.
Okay.
There is a strategy, there is a vision, and then there is a mission. But let's start with the vision and the strategy. Starting with Daniel, in your own understanding, what would you define? How would you define a vision and a strategy in
Yeah.
leadership?
Yeah. When you look at leadership,
Mm.
you'll find that when I look at the best way to layman how I can explain vision. Vision, I will say, what is the dream you have? This is the vision. Yes, because when you visualize that, you're trying to put everything on the plate. You're trying to dream what should be my
Yeah.
dream. Yes, what should be the dream what should be the dream I have to look at? What is the bigger picture? Yes, as of course all of us as we're growing up, we had different dreams. You say, I'm going to be a doctor, I'm going to be a pilot, I'm going to be this. That was your vision as the time you were young.
Was it a dream?
Indeed. But that was your vision by then, yes? And that's the vision you are looking up, where you're looking at by then. But of course, with time, of course, you find that things are changing. Class performance, what you find that you cannot execute something. There are some subjects you can't really deal with.
Yeah.
So you find that your dream is falling off. That's your vision. You're losing the vision.
Yeah.
Now for strategy, I'll say, now this is the main part, the executing part.
Yeah.
Yes, you have your dream. Yes.
Me too, I see. We know.
I'm listening.
Continue.
Yeah. So then for the strategy,
He's still defining.
Oh,
I want
okay.
to know which side he's to take here.
exactly. Exactly. So with strategy, this is the execution part. Yes.
Yeah.
As I have said, you grew up having a dream. I'm going to become a pilot. But somewhere in
Math
between
becomes
there,
hard.
the math became so hard. The physics was very terrible.
I know.
Exactly. So you had that vision, yes. But when the math and the physics became so hard, you're like, okay, now we have to rethink. Now you're doing
That
that.
has
Exactly.
changed the
Exactly.
direction.
Now you're doing law. Exactly.
Yeah.
You see,
Yeah.
you grew up when you want to be a pilot, but now you're doing law. How are you pilot when you're doing law? You must be somewhere flying planes by now. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because as I know, I have friends who have graduated from private classes. So that is the strategy part. And now for me, yes, I don't think that if you dream without the strategy, you can live. I believe you can
The
dream.
strategy
Yes.
versus
Yes, exactly. I believe you only having the strategy. Yes. Of course, you can have your vision at some point, but you with the strategy, you enough to live.
Wait, what you're trying to say, what he's trying to say, that you might have a lot of big dreams, and then when you have not come up with how are you going to,
Exactly.
To
Execute those
accomplish
dreams.
them.
Yes. How are you going to accomplish it? What would you do to have that goal? Because now, for me, for example, I am going to tell you something. I have been in different, not have been, I am in different investment clubs of youth, and of course, this was mentored to me by my elder brother. He's a good businessman. He loves doing business. So the different investment clubs I've been in, you find that most of them have a vision. They have a very, very, very big vision. Yes. They say that maybe in 10 years we should not be investing in the club, but it's the club to profit us. Yeah.
yeah,
But you'll find that they're going to 15 years and they're still investing in their club. You see? Meaning, whichever dream you had, the vision you had did not work out.
It's not a strategy to work.
Exactly. Until I came up and he referred me to one of those like, this one is a big shot. And trust me, if you attend, I know you're very busy if you attend. He was telling me, if you attend, you'll love it. And I was like, shouldn't I? I was so fixed that weekend, so I was like, let me go. Trust me, when I looked at these guys, one of the investment clubs, when I looked at them and how they were doing their things, these guys realized that they had a vision of course, profiting, the club profiting them in 10 years, yes? But within the time of 5 years, they were seeing them going nowhere. The funds were not enough, yes? Everyone was still struggling, yeah? You know, as youths, you're all trying to collect yourselves so that you can come up and, you know, beat the big game of being poor, yeah? So these guys in the midway, they realize we are not going to be able in 10 years to get to our goal, yes? Because they had a goal, for example, of having a profit benefit of was it 30 millions each person, yes? But they did not have it. They were still investing, and even their income was, I think, very low, because by the time everyone in the club has almost 20 millions as a profit benefit, meaning that club must be in billions.
The Gavel Pod Show, the ultimate leader.
Yeah, meaning that club must be in billions of money, but they were not even past 300 million. You know, like, okay, we have the dream, but I'm not executing it. So what should we do? Let's get to a strategy thing. This is how they opened. The club was a family thing.
yeah.
They were like, no, let us open it up to
Becomes
even,
open.
yeah, to other people, whoever wants, as long as they're willing to invest at the amount we are giving them. You understand? These people come in, they invest. Remember, the thing is that with investment, the higher you invest, the more profits
The
you
more
get.
money.
Exactly. So they started investing heavily. Yes, and trust me, these people told me they did not even, by the time they brought up the strategy, they did not even clock 3 years when their profit income as a whole investment club was 2 billions. Remember, I told you in 5 years they were not making past 300, but now in 3 years they're making 2 billion. You see, it comes out from the part of how are you going to execute this? How are we going to grow this? Yes?
Yeah.
You have the dream.
Yeah.
Thank you for having the dream. How are you going to make sure you get to the dream? You see?
Yeah.
So may I believe, even though you do not have the dream, you can of course
With
make
the
it in life.
strategy, you
Yes,
can.
you can make it in life.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much, Daniel.
exactly.
Clement, it's your turn. I'm very excited to know. Do you think? Okay, first of all, you give us your own version of what you think a vision is and the strategy is.
Just briefly.
Maybe like in 2 or 3 minutes. And what side do you take? Do you think vision versus strategy or strategy versus vision?
Okay, thank you so much. In my own opinion, a vision is it's something long term. You're looking at something long term we want to achieve. It may be individual or it may be according to a business or something. Then strategy, to my understanding, as the vision lays foundation for the strategy. Without a vision, I can't have a strategy. What's my way forward? I can't come
Of
up
course,
with a
you're
strategy.
bringing up a strategy for what?
Mhm.
You have to
Yes.
just have a vision.
For example, we have studied from nursery on. You can't just come and say strategies. What are the strategies for?
Yeah.
Strategies are for what? For example, if you're looking at what? Industrialization, strategies to partake how industrialization is affecting the communities. You can't just say strategies. What are the strategies for? You should have a vision. What are the strategies going to be applied in the near future or
Yes.
furthermore? Yes. So with me, I'm siding with vision.
Vision.
Yes.
So it's cool to first have a vision. He's like he's on the side of vision, than. But of course, even me, I would say vision should be first. You cannot say that I'm going to be on the side of. I don't know whether Melody is going to be on the side of strategy. All I know is that you have to first come up with a vision. What vision? Then the strategy comes second.
Maybe
Okay.
the two of you on the side of vision. But don't you think, okay, if you're saying that you lay the strategies according to the vision, if you lay the strategies according to the vision, we can have an unclear vision. Do you know that?
Yes. I
There's
was
a times
coming to
we
that,
actually,
yeah.
but don't you think that a strong strategy can actually save that unclear vision?
No, the thing is like this. Let me give you a brief explanation. I want to critique a point you mentioned. From nursery, you want to come up to be
A
you want
pilot.
a pilot, a doctor, an engineer. Yes, this also applies to business. We have targets. That's the vision. Like the University has a vision.
Of
It
course.
has a mission. It lays strategies to achieve the visions and missions.
Now you're bringing in mission.
Let's first talk
It's okay.
Now, now, back to my point.
Oh.
As you're studying, we realize things are becoming hard. Now then, the first strategy you should lay before letting go of your vision is not jumping onto low immediately, but the strategy you're looking at laying. How am I going to tackle down physics? How am I going to tackle down mathematics? Have I engaged my teachers? Have I talked to the smartest students in class? Am I reading well? Or I'm just sitting in class and waiting for things to come to just happen?
Why
when I go
pass?
through? Now, those are the loopholes in a vision you need to achieve.
Yes.
That means the loopholes in your
You
vision.
have missed some steps.
Yes, that means no strategy can help you achieve. Now, you changing to low or something else. Now that's a new vision coming to your head. It's not a strategy.
It is a strategy.
It's not a strategy. You changing to low is not a strategy. You changing to low is another vision. You have taken your focus elsewhere. Vision is like focus. The eyes, I see. Where is my focus? Now I'm changing my vision from engineering. I'm shifting my vision to what? To low.
To
That
low.
means even my focus has to shift to low. here things have refused.
And how are you going to pass that law? Interaction.
But
Yes,
I
now the
think-
strategies will come
The
in
students.
to account for your new vision
Teacher.
also. How am I going to tackle down low? I should look for Mr. Harela to take me through this thing and this
Yes.
thing. I should engage in more discussions.
Mm.
I should visit the library more often.
Me, I think in this
Yeah.
case,
Yeah.
I would say that actually when you're growing up and you're joining school and then the education, we acquiring the education, our vision is to be successful people, literally.
Yes.
For you to be successful, to be rich, you know, when you graduate, you're going to get a nice job, you're going to become rich, you're going to do what?
Mm.
Yeah. So me shifting from aviation, from sciences to law, I would call it a strategy for me to become successful.
Now we are changing the context of everything. We're talking about becoming an engineer and becoming a lawyer. All these things will take us to success.
Me, I would think that is just a strategy.
Now we are changing the whole
Daniel,
thing.
please
Well,
help me.
www.umu.ac.ug, some of fire here in the building, like it has always been in the previous Saturdays. We always have been, that kind of fire, especially when you tackle on that, hyping that, strong topic. Most especially, actually, I thought this kind of, the kind of energy we are having here, we usually have them when we are talking about politics and all that. We had some guy here. He was so strong. So I'm glad that even this has caught fire. So that is so good. So like I've said, www.umu.ac.ug, as we are actually heading to the forthcoming August intake. Uganda Matters University is just ready for you. Go to that website. You definitely get to know about each and every service that it gives. You get to know about the courses, the courses, fashion and design, of course, law, business courses, journalism and mass communication, social work and social very many things. So you just come, just need to come at Uganda Matters University. You get to know about that whole thing. You want to register? You can actually register virtually. Even you don't need to move from this campus to the other campus. Yeah, go to registry. Applications.umu.ac.ug. That is there. Or admissions.umu.ac.ug. For the numbers, I'll get them for you at the next program that we shall be having. We are into strategy and vision. Actually, if you are there, you can go
We
on
actually have our listeners online on our YouTube platform.
Yeah.
And I see Semogre Ashraf coming in and seconding Clive.
Of course.
That I just second him. You can't lay a strategy without a vision. Of course, I saw Daniel arguing, giving those gestures. Daniel, please back me up. Yeah, I'm with you.
Even on 0755014170, those who would also want to share their thoughts on what we're exactly talking about, you can go there. And 0758792050, and we have also MTN number for the studio 0780679765.
So actually me I'm really surprised by what I'm hearing, but usually me I prefer me as a person, I prefer how can I say, being directed, sticking by the rules, yes.
Yeah.
But then again, you have to put it in your mind that we're humans. That's why you find that some parents will say, my child is doing this. How come for me you don't do it? Do you know what your wife was doing or what your husband was doing when they were young? You were not there. Find out. You understand it? There is nothing new a kid is going to do that the parents didn't do. There is nothing new. That's why I come off and I say, however much you may have a strategy of saying, I'm going to be a pilot. Yeah. And in your family, there's no one who has passed physics. You cannot prove that wrong. You cannot prove that wrong. You see, these are genetic things, These are things we have to come on and understand. For example, I have really tried to look up his number. I've forgotten. He was a young man who came out to be a very brilliant doctor. But they say that he used to perform badly in class. Then at some point he came up and became a very brilliant man.
Yeah.
But if you look into the history deep of that man, the thing was that he was not working well at some point. It was because he did not have good eyesight as a kid. Yes. For example, if you have problem with the eyes, you cannot see well, you cannot do this well. You understand?
Yeah.
This is eyesight. Yeah, you're going to do a lot of reading and a lot of writing using your eyes. And when they corrected his eyesight at bigger levels of his education, he was performing very well. Or was that out of coincidence? It was not a dream. He had it in his blood, just like he did not have the rightful way of executing it back then. You understand? So me, I'll still stick on strategy. Yes? You see, for example, let me give this last example. For example, Netflix. We all do have Netflix, yes? Yes.
It's these things that it has a subscription. People.
No, exactly. But at least someone knows for
Of
Netflix.
course, yeah.
Somewhere in the world, even though you don't use it, but you know it. Yes?
Yeah.
You have Netflix. How did Netflix start? Netflix started as a rating shop for movies. Remember back in the days how we used to have the DVDs. That's how we used to watch movies, yes? Not like right now you just, log on your data and, you have everything you watch whenever you want, anytime you want.
Yeah.
By then, Netflix used to rent out, yes? But now, how did they become to be this big company? Of course, they had the vision of becoming a big company at some point, but they were not moving on well. Things were not moving on well at some point.
Of course.
They had a dream, but they could not execute it, yes? Until they got a manager who showed them a strategic way how to beat the industry, yes? They got a movie director, he was a movie director, but of course, as you know, when they look down on you, you will try your best somewhere, yes? And trust me, you'll achieve it. So they looked him down on a very big movie. I was like, okay, let me move into this Netflix thing. And of course, they wanted, guys who have been in the industry of movies and everything. He strategized to them and showed them that, you see now, as a person working in movies, I think people would love to watch. People would love to have watching of every movie in their possible comfortability. That's how we have in the app on the phone. And that's how Netflix is booming everywhere. Yes? However much you have not used it, at least you know it. And trust me, when you get the money and you reach that point of how can I say it? Of spending your money, whereby Netflix can be one of your options, you'll have it because you want to watch and you don't need to be like, oh God, I need to first take this side. I need to first, you look for the movie like as if you're looking for a piece of a needle in sand, in a desert, yes?
Yeah.
So I believe strategies, however much you may dream, however much you may do what, but you don't have a perfect way of executing it.
Okay.
You cannot do it in life.
Thank you very much. Let's just first start with some shout outs to these ones who are listening and actually some are watching, thank you very much. We have Shadrach Kamal. He's like a wonderful chat. People are so insightful. This one is Ashraf Somogede, I think. We have Lugemwa Stephen. Thank you very much. He's like big up Gavel, meaning we are doing something good, don't we? We have serene floating iceberg. I love what I'm seeing. Thank you very much. That is so good. Maybe I don't know whether you have some of the things.
I don't know. I'll bring it back to Clive.
Of
I don't know
course,
if he
because
wants to
it's time.
support and
Okay.
defend himself. Then
Yeah.
I'll bring in the question to both of you.
Okay.
Again, I'm critiquing
Okay.
my brother's view on Netflix.
Clever, this is a lawyer.
No, I'm a politician.
Of course, I know they cannot be on the same
Yes.
one.
Mm.
We just want to know
But
what
I'm saying, he could be a lawyer
actually
too.
what is.
Okay, okay. I'm critiquing him in a way that
Before, what course are you doing?
I'm doing a Bachelor of Science in Economics.
Simon, I advise him to change. But
Okay.
Okay, now my take is like this. You talked about Netflix. They used to rent out movies. Yes, and things weren't moving as planned. But he's actually on my side now. Because Netflix laid a strategy, never changed their vision. What are they doing right now?
Don't you? Then you come into my side.
No, it's
Oh my
serious.
God.
Because they laid
Yes,
strategies
It's not a strategy.
They like
It's
strategies
executed.
to defend.
No,
To defend
first of
their
all, I
vision.
would like to know each and everyone's stake. What exactly? Where are you? Which side are you? You're on the side of
Netflix
strategy.
laid a
Strategy.
strategy.
Netflix,
Yes.
Netflix didn't let go of their vision. But then, now, this is where it comes in.
Okay.
This is where it comes in.
Yeah.
Netflix decided to look for a new director
Yeah.
and all that. They're still in line with their vision. But with that vision and getting a new director and then sitting together, they are now looking at the loopholes in their vision to lay foundation for their strategies of how they're going to get their target market. That's how they came up with all these interesting movies. We still pay. We pay tax to watch their movies. We pay subscription. On top of subscribing, they're supposed to use Wi-Fi or data to get these shows or things we want to watch. So
yes.
they are still on their vision. And they're giving us movies, series. They're still on their vision. They're not away from their vision. But with their vision, they look for best strategies and better strategies to take on their vision and push it forward. Their vision still stands. They're still doing what
Maybe
they came to do.
what I would bring on board currently.
Okay.
You know, there is a different argument that once was raised
Yes.
that is kind of similar to this.
Mm.
Don't you think that some organizations are just mission driven? That for them they override the mission just overrides the strategy and the vision part of it. Because you know, a vision is what you wish to accomplish. Then a mission describes the values and everything. And okay, the initial what the company is supposed to do. So don't you think that some organizations are just mission driven for them to just fulfill what the company is supposed to do?
To my side, yes. To my side, I'll say yes. Yes. Why? For example, you cannot come out one morning, yes, and of course you set up a company to do that. Yes, you set up a company for something you want to do. Yes.
Yeah, we have 8 minutes.
Yeah. And when you, of course, do you have to come with your company, yes, it has the vision part that you don't want to extreme this and you want to be the best in this. However, that's why we have in companies that are moving on well, yes, companies that are doing badly, but they all have the same vision, right?
Yeah, of course.
Exciting. Exactly. You don't listen.
Yeah.
We all have the same
Always,
vision.
even if you open up,
Yeah.
you open up a parlor, salon, what
The
your
best.
vision is to thrive.
Exactly. But what makes the difference? For one,
Strategies laid.
exactly. Best strategies.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I'll give you another example
Okay.
to convince you. You'll find here in Umu we
The
have
big man is there. He's going to be
exactly. It's very clear. Here in Umu we have leaders.
Mm.
Yes, and every year we elect the union president. Yes.
Yeah.
And when these guys come out, they all have some vision to win the what? The voting, the elections, yes? To come up to merge up as the winner. But how come one wins and one loses? Yes? How
That
come?
extra, I
Exactly.
think, yeah.
Extra
It
strategy.
comes from strategy. What are you doing to kill it off? To kill it off from the
Okay.
other side and make it
The extra energy. I didn't want to say extra strategy. Yes. Do you want to say something?
Yes, I really do have a lot to say.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
Oh my God.
before the mission, before we look at the mission and the strategies coming in, my brother, the result we have a vision. Yes, you've talked about
Don't
the
say.
you've talked. It still starts with a vision. You can't wake up one morning and you come from nowhere and just want to become a union president. It can't happen.
You first have
You
it
have
in
to have,
mind.
yes, you have to have a basis.
Someone pushed you for it.
Yes, and you also thought about it.
Yeah.
You have a vision. Now, why do you have a presidential debate? You're
Of
supposed
course,
to show us your vision, to see what you want, where your insight is taking us.
Yeah.
What are you going to do for us?
That's true.
What's your vision? After giving us your vision, you lay with us, the foundation of the mission comes in. That's why we start asking you, within the first 5 months of your term, what are you going to do for us? Now, that's why you bring in your strategy after you giving us your vision.
But
Your
I'm
vision.
saying- okay.
Your vision,
Let's leave us. Yes.
we can't start a presidential debate asking you for your strategies.
Mm.
Why have you seen that? Anywhere we go, even if we go to companies, to engage in companies, secondary school used to go to Takebe, we used to go to Takebe.
Okay,
this
Clover,
and that.
your argument is you're so
It
much
all starts
onto
with a vision.
vision. But of course, now you've talked about the presidential debate, what. So after you telling us your
You have sold the
ideas,
vision
what,
to us.
and then we buy them, you are going to lay strategy. You have to, you are going to lay your strategies,
Leave alone
and then
that.
you execute exactly what you've just told you.
Leave alone that.
But you can't lay
No,
down your strategies
leave alone that.
without
Let-
giving
let-
us.
Okay.
But back to my point.
Okay.
There is no way you can lay strategies without telling us your vision. How a strategy is going to help us? Well, you don't know your vision. I can't come and tell you, I'm going to improve this place. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this.
What's next?
What's next? What's
Okay.
your vision?
Okay, thank you very much. This is good.
I really have a big rebut on this. How? I have seen leaders here at Umo, for the time I've been here. I have seen guys leaders who can make you dream like them, and they fail to win the ballot.
Yeah.
What makes it? What do you think is the reason behind that? You attend the debate,
Yeah.
exactly.
You get the
You attend the debate, and you be like, oh my good lord, this boy speaks like as if it's coming from
Okay, for me,
heaven."
I have a
Don't you
feeling
think-
by the end of this interruption, of course, we expect people to be known what we're
What
talking about.
what
Exactly.
versus the
But at the end of it all, you're going to find that these things need each other. It depends on how you are.
Second.
He was still talking about something. You want to conclude about it?
Yeah,
Yes.
I was saying.
'Cause-
So you will find that showing us your vision, yes, even then you draw it to us in a very perfect way. However much you cannot come back to us and show us a bench of how you execute all these things.
Okay.
You will not move on. Yes? How? You are not there. Remember, leaders are elected by people.
Mm.
How am I going to know that you're going to do whatever you have told me? If you can't come to my place or hall of residence or hostel and tell me go and fulfill your right of voting. Don't
Well,
you see?
okay.
Maybe me,
Don't you see?
I would come in and say, at the moment we are looking at a successful leadership.
Yeah.
Sorry,
That's true.
you have the vision, yes. But yes, you have the vision, I want to be the president, I have this in my manifesto. But at the end of the day, we want to evaluate your term, either were you successful or you failed? And by all means,
Mm.
you will have to use the strategy. Me, that's why I side with strategy. That at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it all comes to the strategies you lay. We might have a vision that at the end of the day, at the end of the day, you might switch sides because things are not moving
You can't switch
because of
sides.
that strategy that you have laid.
Well, Mr. Msinguzi was like, what about these ones who come in the rallies, then they say what they say, and
They
then
sell
fail?
the vision, but
Mm.
at the end of the day, they sell the vision, but the vision can't determine your success.
One second.
It's the
What-
strategies that
I want
you
to
lay
say,
that
I
are
want
going
to say
to
something.
determine.
I want to say
Listen,
something.
one second for him, then we crown
At the
everything.
end of the day, to all of us, institutions, businesses, and all that, vision is the backbone of everything. Period. That's all I have to say.
Are you sure you have left it?
With-
But to
with
be
the program for
successful,
us?
With the loopholes, if your
Clive,
vision,
you
if
have
your-
the dream,
if-
but to
okay.
fulfill the dream, you have to have the strategies to
If-
fulfill that.
If your vision has loopholes, your strategies are useless.
The Gavel Pod Show, the ultimate leadership experience where visionaries, innovators, and game changers.
You are
I don't
I'm
know what
enjoying.
to do, but
I'm enjoying.
The ultimate leadership experience where visionaries, innovators, and game changers come together to share their stories, insights, and leadership.
Of course, with the game changers we are having today in the studios, just know it is on fire, and of course, I just hope we are having some good people out there who are watching, who are listening. They are getting some good. I mean, good
Yes.
information from us here. So I want to talk about. I want to read some of the comments.
our friends from YouTube.
Then after we shall conclude a bit of it. We have in of course Ashraf still. Is like Netflix's vision was becoming the best global entertainment distribution service, licensing entertainment. I think it's for you. Entertainment content around the world and creating markets that are accessible to filmmakers. I think it was clarifying. I mean, adding on to your point. He is the same person again. He's like, and when you look at its strategies, I think it was, its strategies from its time of existence, they have actually been changing time with time. All that comes with what?
strategy.
Vision.
Vision.
Strategy. They come with a strategy.
And he's the same person who's like, for sure, vision gives purpose. When plans have to change, but rather strategies can fail or need adjustment, but a strong vision keeps people moving forward. Okay, still, you guys are doing wonderfully. You know that is good, Mary Ann. Okay, it is just 2 minutes past, of course, our time that was given to us. But I would like to give a microphone to Mildred. Then you conclude. You give
Maybe
chance to the
as we
viewers.
sum it up, to put the argument aside, the two
Yeah.
are needed in any successful leadership, or any successful leader has to have a vision. Then you have to have the strategies to accomplish this goal. At the
Okay.
end of it all, maybe I give it to the
Yes.
other guests.
As I
We
conclude,
are conclude.
yes, as I conclude,
Yeah.
just in a minute. Both of these need themselves. Yes, vision needs strategy.
Mm.
Yeah, but get to know that if you dream and you don't have the way of making your dream work, then you can't fulfill your dream.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Cleo.
Okay. As we conclude, you can't have a whole fulfilling your dream without a dream. That's the vision. Thank you so much.
Yes, I want you also to thank the listeners who have been here, the viewers.
Thank you
Yes.
so much,
Yeah.
our dear listeners
And viewers.
and viewers.
Yeah.
Mr. Ashraf back there has been so active.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
heard of Mary.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Call more people on board
Yeah.
to join us because this show is interesting.
You
It's
can
good.
with us
So,
University Radio.
Yeah. I thank all the listeners and for those who are viewing on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
You guys are really wonderful. And trust me, when you take some of these ideas from
Yeah.
us, trust me, you combine them. Me, I believe in being open-minded. Yes.
Yeah.
We usually sit, I keep quiet and listen before I can talk a lot. Yes. But of course, that is more of the talking than the listening because I already knew. But I would love you guys to think about both sides
Yeah.
and use them and
Yeah.
see how you make it.
Thank you very much, Mildred. We are concluding.
Thank you very much. All I can say, thank you very much to our guests. The house has been very, very, very hot.
Yeah.
And all thanks to you for the good arguments, the nice insights. And thank you to our media team, Stella and Brady on the camera.
Exactly.
Thank you, Simon, of course. And thanks to Michael. But of course, I thank our listeners and our viewers. We have seen the comments, we've seen the likes. Continue liking and continue following the
Meaning we have laid our strategies.
Don't remember to be the impactful leaders and subscribe on the Gavel Pod.
Always, as for Umu SC Radio, we are saying you guys are going for examinations, right? So we wish you success into your examinations. Don't copy Yes.
We're laying strategy.
Of course, with a good strategy.
We're laying strategy.
You will not have that.
And I wish you a very good night and then a fresh start of the week that will be on Monday. I was told you guys are starting on Tuesday. The examination. Thank you very much. We shall, of course, have another. I'm sure on Saturday we shall also be here for another topic. Those who have been online here, we are so grateful. We shall have it also on another Saturday. www, of course, not to forget, .unu.sc.ug. That is the only website that we know about Uganda Methodist University. Now, each and everything. We have two intakes coming. That is made for the priests, not all of you. They will be paying 650 this time around. And then for August intake, we shall be welcoming each and every one of you as long as you have the two principal passes. Uganda Methodist University radio, your best internet radio, of course, station. Thank you very much.
The Gavel Pod Show, the ultimate leadership experience where
Woo!
visionaries, innovators, and game changers come together to share their stories, insights, and leadership.
This show reminds me of where I
Every Saturday from 8
Just no.
to 9 p.m.